Hey, this is Tony Ross for the 2D Animation Virtual Summit, and I'm hanging out with my boy, uh, my inspiration in getting ish together, Mr. Dan Flores. What's up? How's it going?
What's up, brother? What's up, Tony in the house, DTM, and yeah, man, we're like creative brothers. Like you are hardcore on your path, I am hardcore on my path, and we keep crossing back and forth in as we're moving along. So yes, we are brothers.
Yeah, man. I met you, I want to say years ago, one of those things over at North DeKalb Mall when they still had malls. So, one of those little tiny conventions and stuff, and just
Mm-hmm.
seeing what everyone is doing. And I feel like you're like a couple of the other of my other colleagues where they go like, oh yeah, man, I do some art and I do, some marker stuff and some graffiti stuff, and I used to do tattoos. And part of me is going, well, bless your heart, that's cool. Everybody and their mama does that. And then I saw your
Mm-hmm.
work and I'm like, oh, you do this for real. Okay, my bad. So man, it's always a pleasure to see what you're up to. Um, so to our viewers and anyone who doesn't know you and what you do, who is you and why is you?
All right. So my name is DTM. My actual name is Daniel Flores, but people call me Dan or DTM, and DTM stands for Delta Tango Mike. There's a whole long story that goes with that. But in any case, that's my artist name, Delta Tango Mike. Anywhere online, you can just look it up, Delta Tango Mike, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and my website. But I am a artist, a 2D illustration artist, and I've been drawing all my life. And since I was 3 years old, I've been drawing. And as a professional, as an adult artist, I've been a tattoo artist. I worked in animation and comics and game projects. And in the last few years, I've really been making my 2D illustration character design portfolio so strong that I get pulled into projects where they need artists who can produce the work. And then along the way, I also started teaching and sharing my knowledge. So I do a lot of live streaming, a lot of sharing of my process and my workflows, along with Art is King. And that is a nonprofit that my wife and I, we created to cater to emerging artists, to provide them with learning and educational resources where they can get their art life together.
Nice. I was joking with Mark Simon about this, the fact that I built the summit mainly because I bring people on and ask them the questions that I want answers to.
Mm-hmm.
So I figure, I mean, it's cool if y'all get answers, but I want answers. So I say that to go, that's right, you do a nonprofit. I still got to bug you about some stuff about that. So
Yes.
but yeah, I was noticing, I got one question that I didn't send you, but I said I was going to mention this.
Sure.
Uh, I'm noticing you'll pop up on LinkedIn and you're doing that live, and then it's also on Facebook. Can you tell me a little bit about your setup? What platforms are you using to pull that off?
Okay. So yes, the live streaming and video recording production, like what you're doing through right now with the animation summit, is it has several parts. One is the hardware, computers, microphones, etc. The other part is software, and there are software solutions to hardware problems too. But for my live streams, number one, my live streams are catered to those who want to learn what I know how to do. And two is to keep pushing my name out there for those project managers and art directors who find me and they're like, yeah, we need that guy.
Right.
But part of my setup is using Restream. So I will use OBS in some cases, or sometimes Cinemaker. Cinemaker is a paid application that runs on Macs and iPads, and or I use OBS, and that runs on Windows and Mac. But not all Macs can do what Windows computers can do. So I kind of mostly use Windows Machine to stream, but I use a software like OBS or Cinemaker, and that sends the one streaming signal out to the internet to Restream, Stream. From Restream, you can get the free account. It's free to join Restream and use Restream to stream to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn. I'm not sure how LinkedIn is working now, but back when I started streaming on LinkedIn, you had to apply and submit some information, and then later you got approval. And so pretty sure it's wide open to anyone now. But Restream allows you to stream to all these different places at the same time. And so I'm not trying to be a YouTuber. I'm not here to monetize my streams and say, this stream is brought to you by etc. I'm open to it, Wacom, but Microsoft. And but the purpose is to get the answers out there for those who are searching.
Okay.
And you never know where people are searching, where people are learning from, where they're comfortable at. So wherever they're comfortable, YouTube, Facebook, etc., then that's where I want to reach them. And so Restream lets you do that.
Love it. Yeah, Joanna Davidovich introduced me to Restream a few years ago. That's what I use when I'm doing the summit, using that, and even using it this year currently. So a mix of that and Ecamm Live to where I'm actually that's how I'm actually with Ecamm Live. I get comments and I can actually pop those up as little lower thirds and stuff as it's happening. So I'm kind of playing a DJ. This interview right now is, and all the interviews are usually pre-recorded. Got a couple of them live, but they're usually recorded, and then I'm just kind of playing them back through Ecamm, and Ecamm feeds into Restream, which feeds into the other part. Like connected to the leg bone and the knee bone, and
yes,
some more stuff.
Yeah. I think you can upload your recordings to Restream and run your whole director setup from Restream.
Oh, cool.
The Restream has a cloud storage.
Okay.
So it's insane with the things you can do with Restream.
Love it, man. It's the idea, and what I like to do with this, and I think you are also that inspiration where I think a lot of people are going, well, no one's actually talking about my stuff, or I'm not. It's like then talk about your own stuff. It's like put it out there. No one is stopping you. But yeah, I'm always that. I think I love where technology is right now, where we can do this and there are no gatekeepers,
right?
To say, well, no, you can't put that out. It says who?
Right. And it is your duty to put out on the internet what you want people in the world to know about you. Yeah. And Tony gave an intro and said and mentioned me in the beginning, and that's great. And I'm sure that whenever an amazing 2D illustrator comes up in the conversation, Tony's like, I know about 10 or 20 great ones, and I'm in that list. That's great. But what you want is people to just come across your information and be like, whoa, that guy is amazing. And kind of like what Tony said earlier too. He said, once you look me up, you're like, oh, this guy's for real. And that's the proof that you want out there. And it's your job as an artist, anyone who's listening right now, is as an artist, as a creative, is to put that good work out there and talk about it, because no one's going to brag about you as much as you can. And no one knows much about you as you do. And the more you put out there, the more then people find it. And now you stop proving yourself. I don't pitch. I don't prove who I am and what I do. I just say, yeah, look me up. Just do a quick search, or here's a link, and bam.
There's that reminds me of two things. One, my boy Jamil Bryant was talking, and he said he shot me out a message and said, "Hey, do you know anyone?" This is a while back. It might have even been pre-COVID. Do you know anyone who's looking to get their start, and I said, well, yeah, I know a couple of people. Like he says, well, I was looking for some beginners. I said, no, I just want to get their foot in the door. I've got a project. I said, oh yeah, cool, bet. There's this person and this person. So we're chatting back and forth on Facebook, and I'm waiting for him to tell me where I need them to send their real or their URL. No,
Mm-hmm.
he went while we were chatting and looked them up on Facebook, and he goes, uh, they're okay, man, but I don't see any animation. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, man, I was telling my boys, I was like, it was over that quick.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about
Yeah.
trying to do animation,
Mm-hmm.
but even, I mean, it was, and the sad part is some of them had some illustrations up, but there were no animation. And he was
Mm-hmm.
asking about that. And so it was like,
Yeah.
you put out there what you're supposed to be doing. That's one story. The second story, I don't even know if you remember this. Uh, Big Brother Dad, I had posted something, and you hit me up and on Messenger was like, "Bruh, man, there's enough negative stuff out here. You can't be doing blah blah blah." And I was like, "One, thank you, but let me explain." And so I was like, this is what I love about you, man. And I had to explain where I was on that. I said, yeah, man, I've got Tony Teach. I often tell people this. When people I've had my share of trolls or people trying to come for me on Facebook, and other people are like, "Oh, you can tell Tony's a Christian because he didn't he's a man of God because he didn't curse them out." And I said, "That's part of it. The other part of it is like, no, I am my personal Facebook thing. It's business under the guise
Mm-hmm.
of being personal.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Ross is still part of Tony Teach, so I can't curse you out as much as I would like to. I'm not going to, but
Yeah.
part of that was when one of my other brands is playing around with characters like Barry Angry, uh,
Mm-hmm.
little my little strawberry character. He'll say something like, "Man, I hate that you get to walk around being stupid, and I can't even smack you in the face with a brick." So I'll throw some stuff out there. I'll put a Barry quote like,
Mm-hmm.
because the running gag is that even in creating Barry Angry, a little short strawberry with a bite out of his head, looking like a little angry kawaii character, he can get away with saying stuff that 6'4",
Mm-hmm.
400 some pound Tony can't get away with. It's like, so yeah, my cute character is going to curse you out today because I ain't got time. But yeah, man. Um, so I know I was chatting with you. I know you've been on the summit before. Had you on the summit before,
Mm-hmm.
but I was checking out one of your live streams the other day, and I was like, "Damn, that hot rod looks nice." I was like, "Yeah, let me put that in here." So that's why one of the reasons you're here. But I'll
All right.
talk about because we were chatting back and forth, and he said, "Yeah, Ben, do you need me to actually set that up?" I said, "Well, yeah, if you want to set it up in vector format, that's cool." And
Mm-hmm.
I know one of the programs you work exclusively in is like, well, not exclusively, the ones you work in a lot
Mm-hmm.
is Adobe Illustrator.
Yes.
So what I'm going to do is one, share my screen, but I'm going to also talk about exactly the process that I have to use. Give me a second to get this. Now,
Ooh,
before you freak, I did actually change some of your colors,
that's cool. That's
just,
fine. Yeah.
just so I know what which one is yours, which one is mine. Um, so what Dan originally sent me is this piece here.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, Batman, this is pretty cool. So everything in Illustrator is on these different layers and everything like that. So I changed up a little bit. I actually moved your signature onto the car and updated the colors a little bit. But even these are going to be temporary. So the idea for those of you who like all of my students when they first start learning harmony, and I've been teaching for over 2 decades,
Mm-hmm.
and I always get this. When we were using Macromedia Director, people are like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but can I bring in Photoshop or Illustrator? You can, but I need you to focus on the program. It was
Mm-hmm.
like, and it happened every year. Then Flash was like, yeah, but could I bring in some stuff from Photoshop? You can, but you can also work in this. And so I run into the same thing with Harmony. And Harmony is a freaking beast, and I'm not just saying that because they're one of Toon Boom's one of our sponsors. Hey,
All
Toon,
right.
hey, Toon Boom fam. But on a serious note, it's Harmony is a beast, and there's a reason why it's one of the industry, well, pretty much the industry leader or standard right now. So that being said, there are ways of bringing in Illustrator stuff in a layered Illustrator file, because you can bring in just a normal Illustrator file, sure, save it out normal. But I'm going to show how do you save this out so you can bring it as an Illustrator file and still get all these layers with the names.
Okay.
So, way to do that is if I do save as, I'm going to do a second one of these because I already made one. Like Food Network here. I already got one ready.
There you go.
So I'm saving this out, and if I go save, it's Illustrator, but this says Illustrator 2020. I'm going to pull this way back here, and I've done some tests, not CS3, okay, all the way back to CS2.
Wow.
And the other part is I'm not messing with any gradients or gradient mesh or anything like that, because it's going to come over as a bitmap if I do. Any kind of, I'm going to do something really crazy with a brush or a brush texture or something like that. Yeah, that doesn't translate that well. And again, it's that whole thing of there's Adobe and then there's Toon Boom. Those are two different animals, two different companies. So this is how it actually works. So I'm going to save that out. Or basically, I'm clicking there. It'll say, yeah, save into a legacy format, yada, yada, shut up. So the idea is when I get back over to Harmony and I have this little, wait a minute, let me make sure. I hope this is actually recording correctly. Because I'm going, I hope, yeah, this better be recording. We'll find out. Worst case scenario, we'll redo it. So I've got my little folder or library in Harmony, and I can come in and say import files. And there's my little Rod Bat Dan CS2, and I'll say open, and it brings it in. Said, you want to change the name? No, I'm good. And then, so this is over here. It's still not in the program yet, but I would simply drag from my library, drag this over to my little camera view here. Now, usually it'll ask me, do I want to import these colors? But I did that earlier. So if you look now, let me pop this up. Hey, there are all of my layers.
All right. Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. Let me get rid of that one little guy there, that drawing layer. So what I want to do is a couple of things. The one thing that scares people usually about Harmony is the quote unquote node view. So I'm going to step over there for a second because I at least want to set up.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It is scary. I just got scared right now.
Yeah, well, it's the sad thing is once you get used to it, you understand why it's better. Now let me do a little bit of cleanup here. Let me come over here and do as I call it, the peacock. Let me order my note for a minute. Okay, there we go.
There you go. Nice.
Great. And there's the other one there in front wheel. Cool. So what I can do here, there's a front wheel, there's a back wheel. I'm going to do, where's the other?
And I name my layers. You got to name your layers, people.
Yes, name your layers. I heard somebody say, no one names their layers for teachers. I'm like, you don't name your layers for animators, and we going to fight. I remember working one day and we got files from a different country sent to us. And so we're trying to translate, and I'm going in and went through all this work to figure out what the thing said. And it was called Untitled Layer. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? I was like, walk across the sea and slap you in the face, man. It's like, all right, Control H, let me get a little composite. So what composites are, it's like instead of me having all of these fit into one thing, like I just put my wheels onto one here. Matter of fact, let me give you a name. Harmony does not allow you to have two things called the same thing. So kind of keeps your socks in your sock drawer, as it were. Um, so there's the filter, yes. Pipes, yeah. Oil, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Crank and belt and the blower. Okay, all of you, I think. Where's engine base? You're there. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody here, these guys could be their own little composite. Now I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
be adding some stuff to each one of them, but uh gonna give a shout out to the bird brain because I learned this trick from her. One, let me cut all of these. Go yoink. All right, and add another comp. Excuse me. So this will be my little engine comp.
Mm.
What?
Right, because some things are going to move together.
Well, it, not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily together-ish, but I'm kind of keeping all of them in the same family.
Okay.
Grab all this, hold the option. Because
Boom.
if they do move together, I might out because we're doing the, what as I say, this is kind of the basement, or what
Mm.
I'll say, this is the main floor, this is the artwork.
Okay.
And if I did want, let's say if I wanted the pipes and this part to move together, I would select both of them and I
Mm-hmm.
would do Command P, Control P on PC, and now that is a peg that's got those, so I can
Mm-hmm.
really kind of move both of those.
There you go. Look at that.
So yeah, that's
I
what.
get it. I get it. That tree shows different branches, and some things are connected in one branch, and then you're gonna make something happen with that branch. But it's and so the branches are there for you to be able to add things to it,
Yes.
to that branch. Mm-hmm. I get
All
it
right.
now. I see.
Now, engine base. That's cool. The tub. What is layer 14? Is layer 14 anything? No, I don't think it is.
I think that was no. Oh, I'm sorry. I think it
Oh wait,
was
that's dude. Hold on.
oh, okay. I didn't name his head. Batman. Oh, I'm sorry. The Bat Head. Yeah.
I just call you
Yeah.
Batman.
Batman. Yeah.
All right. So
I
yeah,
think
man.
I think yeah, forgot that one. That's how could I
Because
do
I was
that?
going, yeah, man. What is that? Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
that's there. So let me do something real quick. Give him his own. I'm going to end up giving him his own little piece here. Those
Mm-hmm.
guys should probably have their own comp. So Control H, and we'll call that the tab comp. Man, it's like
Mm-hmm.
you know all the I'm like looking at all the different phrases, and like when I had Chris build a stereo, he's like, well, this is a cone, and this, I was like, okay, dude.
Yeah.
It was
Okay.
like you're naming all this thing. I was like, yeah, I guess that's what it's called. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So all right, engine base, you probably need to be with, it makes sense that you're actually over here with the other engine, I think. Do I want to do
Yeah, yeah. The base is where everything sits on, and so everything bounces off the base.
okay.
But probably the base and the radiator could go together.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let me do that. Let's do Control H. Now the funny thing is, I'm not animating this per se, but I do want to show an interesting trick
Okay.
that I can pull off. One, let me get rid of this peg for a minute. The trick here is, let's grab all of these. Everybody and their mama needs their own peg. So if I did Command P, that's one peg. Not trying to do that. I'll do Command Shift P, and that's Control Shift P on PC. By the way, if you notice, everybody has, they're already labeled there. And what I'll do then, this filter, I'm gonna come up here and set where these guys, where the pivot point is. So
okay.
it actually rotate from.
There you go. Look at that. Yes.
So this one's probably going to be here-ish. I am probably going to add a deformer to this whole little area, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Oil is there. I think I want to, let me see, there-ish. So, by the way, you know more about the hot rod than me. So if I do something that doesn't make sense, let me know as far as where it's rotating from. The crank, where you at? Where did that go?
The crank is that's the yeah, it doesn't look like it's highlighted, but
Okay.
it's
Oh, it's right there. Okay, cool. I had to. It's right here.
I know I should have had my illustrator. Yeah, yeah. So I did that in
Mhm.
case. Of course, we probably need more time in case you wanted to see those lines moving.
Yes.
Because it turns. So those are just lines, and so if you wanted to have the lines kind of looking like so that makes the cylinder look like it's turning.
Yes.
So.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll probably set up a mask around here and then give it the illusion that those are constantly in motion.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Cool. This is going to be tight, man. Uh,
Yeah.
Belt is right there. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm going to pop you maybe in the center. I think I might change that later. Um, and the entire belt piece, let's go. I think I want to move you. If that's there, no, I want to come on down to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pop that up. Thank you. Pull that down. And I think,
And you don't have to make a movement for each and every element. I just kind of did it that way, so do you have
yeah.
more freedom?
Oh yeah, trust me. Like I said, if anytime I don't want to get too crazy. By the way, I'm going to do one thing. I want the belt. This belt needs to be the parent of these guys here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to make two of these. I'll make one Command P, make another one Command P, and grab both of these and set the pivot point um, down here at the base, because this is where it gets interesting. Yes, this controls the belt by itself, but this guy also can control these.
Mm-hmm.
This one
What? It does more stuff.
pulls them all together. Now I still have each piece individually. Well, get off there.
Mm-hmm.
I still have each piece individually. Like I can move that. I can move the other one. All right. But and the belt itself is this piece by itself. But
Mm-hmm.
I also have the ability to move all those together. Okay, so that's good. Let me do my wheels. Get out of there. Seriously, bro. Command
Mm-hmm.
Shift
Wheels keep
P.
on turning.
Yep. Where's your? This is easy enough. Pop you dead center.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do the other wheel. Okay. Now, excuse me. What I would like to do, engine base, yes, cool, radiator. Command Shift P, thank you. Engine base. You are going to go probably here-ish. Uh, you know better than that. Hold that thought. And I'll tell you what I'm doing. You're going to watch me get rid of this. Why am I getting rid of this? Because it occurred to me that technically I'm going to need not only, I'm going to need these are called master pegs. And
Wow.
one of the best ways to do this, again, is set them all at the same time, because this is where it makes a little more sense. So the blower has a little peg there. That's cool. But this engine base can control. Let's see, there's the belt. That's cool. Where's the blower? That's and the radiator. That's cool. So what's going to end up happening? I'm going to throw this out here for a second. I think I can go there. So if I go the blower, press B, goes up the hierarchy. Where is that? I'm missing one of the engines. So it's like
Yeah,
little guy there. Where's that? The idea is, dude, where are you?
there's a base, let's see, engine base, and then there's
Let me a quick way I can pull
um
this off. There you are. Where is that? Oh, let me you're way over there. Okay. You shouldn't be. So I was like, where the hell are you? Or where the hell is this dude? Let me pull you over here for a minute. So the idea is, let me cut this little guy. Now, if you're wondering, hey, that disappeared, it's because it's no longer
Mm-hmm.
connected to a composite. So let
Mm-hmm.
me pull you over here. And it's like not only name your layers, you keep a clean node view if possible. So it's like it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
you don't have a what do people call it, noodle salad. And what these are, the technical name for these are cables. And the reason I know
Okay.
that is because this is the cable cutter. Yeah, I was calling them
Mm-hmm.
threads, lines, everything else, but yes,
Mm-hmm.
cable cutter. Okay. So the reason I had to bring that over here is because Scott, if we go to engine base, great. So from there, it should go. Let me disconnect you. Engine base, that's cool. And from here, we would also connect to the radiator, and then to, I want to say the tub, not tub, excuse me, the blower. So, and I'll show you in theory what this does. If I select the base
Mm-hmm.
on my keyboard, if I press the letter B, it grabs the radiator there, press B again, it goes to the top. I still keep missing that little guy. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
but the idea is this one little piece here, I can literally move that entire
There you go.
thing.
Yes.
But each
Yes.
one has their own thing. So let me try it again. So there, press B, radiator. So I think I want the oil to be in there first before I go there. So let me go. I'm going to need to do one more peg, I think. Yeah, by the way, my pet peeve is when people do this. I'll probably go, I have to go in here and do it and get rid of all the dashes. But the idea behind this is, so we go from here, and the next one is there. Where are your pipes? But all of these pieces together.
Uh-huh. Yeah, the pipes.
Uh,
So all the P's means
Peg.
that's how the car sounds.
Love it. Okay, so let me see how much did I do that. I'm still missing the oil can. Okay, so you're there. Oh yeah, the pipes and the filter are over there. Let's do this. Now I am going to, just for time, I'm just going to connect these at least. So in theory, this guy here, let me move my pivot. This means that I can move the entire thing, but they all have their own individual pieces as well. Now, where it gets interesting, let's do Command Shift P, Control Shift P on PC. The tub, where does that go? Probably here-ish. And
Sure.
damn it, I knew better than that. Dang it, I keep doing that. And I'll tell you what it is I'm doing, because the tub needs to be able to have a parent for Bat Dan as well. So
Mm-hmm.
go there, and then we'll do Bat Dan is here-ish. So
Mm-hmm.
you agree with me? Yes.
There you go. That's right.
Okay.
You make it look so easy, man.
Trust me, I got brought into the node view kicking and screaming. I kept using Harmony Essentials in advance because they didn't have one of these. I'm like, yeah, man, because you need to know the basics, so I'm gonna learn that. It's like, yeah, I eventually had to go, okay, fine, let me do the other one. Okay. So everyone's connected. It looks like, except for the wheels, cool. Let me do that. I'm gonna do one master peg here. And let's connect you there and connect you here. And anyone watching me is and freaking out. This is not official. I'm just doing this really quick, just to make sure everyone is connected. Now this master peg, technically, I'm gonna probably pop you here because I can do that. Now, that being said, the cool part about this, and I'm not animating these yet, but I'm going to do something sneaky. One of my favorite things to do. I think I can get away with this. Make sure my node view down here makes sense. Let me do one extra composite. La, la, la. Control
I
8.
and I was getting ready to talk to you after I finished that drawing and sent it to you. I was thinking, oh man, I should have drawn some smoke and
Oh
some
no,
flames.
oh, I got you. We'll
Yeah.
add some
It's
stuff.
okay. We don't have a lot of time, so it's like, oh man, so much.
Let me group this little guy. Okay, cool. Um, so you hot rod group, sure. So, by the way, that was Command G. You're seriously going to spell right today?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
There you go.
we
Hot
dash-
rod.
okay. Now, I think, let me see if I can get away with this. Doing stuff I'm not supposed to do, but we'll find out in a second.
Extra secrets.
Okay,
Only.
there we are. That's there. And what I want to do, you pop back for a second. Go in here. Um, with this little guy, I want to do something sneaky. I'm breaking a rule. You're not supposed to add what's called a deformer. You're not supposed to add a deformer to a peg, but you can. So, what is a deformer? I can literally click here, see if I can get away with this. Click and drag about a third of the way in. Click and drag about a third of the way in. So in theory, let's see if I can get away with this.
Let's see.
Over here.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
yeah.
So that's the squish part.
Yeah, man. So
Boom,
once we do
boom, the
have these
bounce.
pieces animated,
Mhm.
man, we can go wacky racers with this, man.
Yeah.
That's I'd figured it out when I figured it out one day. I was playing around in saving out what's called like a symbol. Like there are symbols inside of Harmony, but we don't use them that often. But I used it for this trick. So if we had the anime, like if these wheels were already spinning, and we could go ahead and add smoke and stuff like that, and have all those pieces going, and then come in at the end, and we still have the ability to bend. And so this is what, when I saw that drawing, I was like, this is what was going in my head. I'm going like, oh yeah, man, send me that. So yeah, like this class doing classics like you remember the Wacky Racers and it was one of Hanna-Barbera's things. The hilarious thing about that stuff, that and a couple of Bugs Bunny things, when you look at the adult humor that they slipped in past the Simpsons, and you're looking at it as a grown person, you're like, man,
you're like, this is not for kids.
no,
What's
it's not. Okay, everyone listening, because I'm not going to pop up the image, but if you look up Wacky Racers, and there was one of the drivers, he was the hero, but his name was Peter Perfect. He drives a hot rod. It's just in a certain shape, and it was a kid's cartoon. When you look back
it's
on
nasty.
it's like wait a minute, and you called him Peter. Okay, never mind, dude. So yeah,
those animators, I'll tell you what.
yeah, like I had nothing to do with that. I was a kid at the time, so. But yeah, man, this is the ability to I want to go in and animate that. In the other part of this, and people going, well, can't you add any color? I'm like, yeah, colors last, because if you handle it the right way, it can be completely black and white and it'll still blow everything away. But yeah, man, this is I'm excited about getting to work on this. The other cool part is, let me go into the node view here for a minute and do one extra thing. Where's that little guy? There's one of these. But yeah, I could even come in what I was talking about earlier, where I could go in to where the pipes. I just saw those. Really, dude? By the way, quick way to do this. Select here, come over to the node view, press the O key on my keyboard, and go, there they are.
I was wondering if it could do a select from the picture.
Yeah. And vice versa. If I click over here and then come over here and press O, it'll show me where it is I'm looking. So the idea is I can also add a deformer to these pipes if I want it. Let me turn this off. Okay. So those pipes are there. So I
Mm-hmm.
could click, click here, click here. It's making a big old rectangle.
Selection. Uh-huh.
Well, not even selection. This is and I'm messing with it right now because I don't have a wait a minute, let me break my brain for a second. I need a do I need a point? Yes. I need a damn it, under this point. And what is it called? Point kinetic output. Yeah, complicated name. Basically
Mm.
means don't distort the thing. I know I got distorters, but don't come over here and mess with my other one. So let me go there. Okay, there we go. So all of a sudden it looks better again. But the idea is I could come in here
Oh, wow.
and move
Mm-hmm.
this as well. Now I probably need to do it a little bit different because that's being I don't know if my point deformer is going the deformer is going to work that one. Now I'm going to use a different one. And I know I can hear Z yelling in my head right now. I probably need to do where is that? Thank you. Do a freeform one that way it actually holds on to the little shapes better. But the bottom line is I can add deformers to the wheels. Technically,
Mm-hmm.
I select this little guy, I press B, go up there. Technically, I can do squash and stretch
Mm-hmm.
those anyway, and even kind of skew those.
Yeah. Ah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
it's gonna be nice. so, so yeah. Hopefully by the time maybe I'll because I'm actually finishing up the schedule today. Maybe I'll see if I can get this up and running with a nice little loop by the time at least by the end of the summit. We'll see.
Okay.
But either way, whenever it comes out, we're gonna be like, behold, here we go. Sweet. So anyway, that's a quick little rundown, and this is like what is this? Don't do as I do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So anyone watching this goes, that's not necessarily. I was doing this as a real quick way to show what is possible as far as rigging this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is going to be
Look at
tight.
that. That's crazy. So once you rig it up, then you got to put it in a scene and then tell it how many frames to do certain things, right?
Right. Exactly.
Oh, look at that. Look at
Nice.
that. Uh-huh. Wow. That's crazy. Interesting.
Yeah. There's and don't get me wrong, I probably if you notice I was breaking the tail there a
Mm-hmm.
little bit, like when it went that way.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Uh-huh.
might set up a different deformer on the tail, so it's actually
Mm-hmm.
working.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, it's some pretty cool stuff we can mess with.
Yeah. All right. That's awesome. Look at that. Good job, bro. That is insane. But now I get that whole tree thing with all the
Yeah.
branches and stuff. Yeah, I get
Like I
it.
said, I always tell people, and shameless plug. Yes, I'm doing a workshop on the 22nd of October. That even if you're saying I've never learned harmony, I'm like, yeah, I'll show you the node view. We're going to rig a character and show why you use the node view, and where it
Mhm.
actually helps you out as far as definitely for independent animators. Anyway,
Mm,
I'm
nice.
rambling. Dan, dude, one, thank you for joining us. Two, thank you for giving me this art to play with, and we still got more to do with it. But we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. All right, this has been Tony Ross for the 2D Animation Virtual Summit, hanging out with my partner, my friend, my colleague, Mr. Dan Flores. Say bye, Dan.
Bye, Dan.
Have a good one, man. Hey, this is Tony Ross for the 2D Animation Virtual Summit. We're in our 5th year of running the summit, and this year the summit is going to be from October 16th to the 20th. You can sign up for the summit at signup.animationsummit.net. This event is totally free. However, I do need your help with something. This year, to help with the cost of running the summit, We're selling some merchandise from t-shirts to mugs and a couple of other items. If you can get one of these, that would really help to fund the summit. It's not mandatory, but it does help. Now, if t-shirts or mugs aren't in your budget, no worries. You can also help by sharing links to sign up for the summit. So check out our summit merchandise at shop.animationsummit.net. We have some simple summit t-shirts and mugs, as well as some naughty and humorous ones. Thanks again, and I hope to see you at the summit. Hey, this is Tony Ross for, I almost said this is Tony Teach. Hey, this is Tony Ross for the 2D Animation Virtual Summit, and hanging out with my friend, my inspiration, I don't know, when it comes down to art, freaking the sheets, Mr. Rob Crump. What's up, dude?
That's a good one, freaking the sheets.
Dude, man, if anyone has that title, that would be definitely you, sir.
I would say Prince, but I can't live up to that title. I can't live up to his title. He's just too damn great. He's too much of a legend.
Excellent. So, to our viewers, Rob, tell everyone who the hell you are and why are you here?
So, name's Rob Crump. You can find me online as Crump Smash. I've been working in the creative design field for around 18 years now, 17, 18 years. Worked in multiple industries. I've started out in animation and doing comics, went into video games, and now I work more in corporate and digital marketing. So I'm a jackass of all trades. I can draw, code, and design and animate. We're here to just talk, shoot the shit about the industry, creative techniques, inspiration, anything really. It's all up to what your questions are.
Cool. All right. So now here's a funny thing. I know you from the stuff you're posting, and dude, your illustrations have always been like, damn, that looks tight as hell. And I love the running gag, your hashtag learn anatomy, and getting people about that. And this is your second visit with the summit, if I'm correct.
Yep.
But I want you to talk. We've been talking about that naughty M word, the M as in Michael. So we've been talking about marketing, and with a couple of people, that word keeps popping up. Tell me a little bit more about what you do with respect to digital marketing.
I create social media content for I have a history of creating social media content, not literal posts, but imagery for the posts.
Okay.
Creating videos for them, email marketing, doing e-blasts, creating landing pages, building websites, creating banners for webs to put onto Google AdSense, even setting up Google AdSense on a website so a website can actually make a little bit of money every time a visitor comes to the site and clicks on one of the banners. So it really entails all of that. And with that kind of field of creativity, the more skills learn as much as you can, the more effective you can be. It also includes writing copy once in a while too. It just requires everything. Every skill you have, it makes it more valuable. If you can illustrate, you can animate, you can character animation, motion graphics, and do graphic design. It really entails all of that.
I'm blown away because it's like one of those. This is your freaking. I don't know which part of you is your Clark Kent, dude. Because I knew you again. It's your illustration style and the stuff you do is so out there. It's like, wait, you do this too? Damn. Okay. We must talk. Let me put some money in your pocket when I have money. So it's like, dude. All right. Now, I want to throw a couple of questions your direction.
Yep.
And then I am going to, hopefully we have time to, I'm going to, you sent me a character based off of some of the characters we've actually built out for Toonboom from the whole C Note family. So I wanted to actually run some questions by you, and then we're going to see if we can actually ink one of those pieces and play around with some deformers. So okay. Let me ask you this. What book should every animator / young animator / beginning animator, what book should they have on their shelf and why?
Oh, the Animator's Handbook.
Okay. The Animator's Handbook?
Yeah. Let me bring it up real quick. I haven't used it in a while, but it was, I think that's what the title was. Besides that, yeah, the Animator's the Animator's Survival Kit. Sorry, by Richard Williams. I've used that book when I was in college. God rest the art institutes. That was the book that they gave us first, and I really learned a lot from character animation just looking at that book and reading it inside and out. Then there's another one that was really effective. It was Anatomy for Sculptors.
Okay.
Yep, Anatomy for Sculptors. That book is incredible because it's not like a typical one. You see a few drawings. This book actually has the shape of every muscle and every angle. So let's take your arm, look at the section of your arm. They'll show you a forward shot. They'll actually show you every angle of how and teach you to understand how that tricep and bicep are actually shaped. And not muscles, not like the muscle strands, but actually how the muscle looks over this with skin over it. So you get a better understanding of how the body really does look. And there's no lost in translation. It's a very in-depth, detailed book, and I recommend it for everybody.
Sweet. I don't even think I've heard of that book. I've got the Survival Kit. That one definitely have heard about it. It's on my shelf. Because you're saying the handbook, I was like, and I was thinking like, I know the animator's workbook. I know that Mr. Tony White, and then there's several others. But yeah, the one Survival Kit keeps popping back up, and yeah, that was one of the people that. Jim Henson, and also we were talking earlier about Prince. Like several people who was like, dude, I really wanted to interview them. So it's like, man, okay.
But other than that, I mean, it's really coming down to, like they always say, observation.
Right.
Like when I'm looking at anime, or I'm looking at not just a Disney feature film, any feature animated film, I'm looking at how the characters move and how they're interacting and how they act. And what a lot of people who are just starting, what they don't realize too is a lot of these animators, like let's take feature film, they film themselves acting it out and they study the film. So part of it is learning the book and then studying and understanding ins and outs and how to use them properly, and just observation. Like there was one thing I used to tell one of my friends in college, my nephew. I knew what I wanted to do because when I looked at cartoons, when I saw things move, it's either I like the way they moved or I don't like the way they move. And I always try to ask myself and figure out, why don't I like that? If you look at animation that way, if you look at comic books that way, you're in the right field, because you're studying it and you're gonna learn. Unlike, some people watch it for sheer entertainment. That's fine. But you like it as an entertainment. You don't like it as the art form. Because you don't want to study it and you don't want to break it down. That's the difference. You either being entertained, you either like animation because you like the entertainment of it, or you want to be a part of it.
I can't agree more with that. It's I love and hate. You ever watch something, and I don't consider myself an animator as much as I'm a trainer and I'm a hack, but I hate when I can look at, especially cutout animation, if I'm watching your animation and I can figure out exactly how it was put together, it cheapens it for me. So it's like, oh, come on, I can do that.
You know the magic behind. The veil is gone.
Yes.
This is why I can't watch anything from the 80s. Nothing wrong with Masters of the Universe. There's nothing. They were my favorite shows. Nothing wrong with Thundercats. Nothing wrong with all these shows. But once you learn the process and you know how to do it, and you look at it with a more critical eye,
yeah,
and you can't get past that. You can't get, like, the whole nostalgia and fanboy veil is gone. You can't get past looking at the quality of it. And I get it. Like 65 episodes, you got to get done in 6 months. Yeah, I totally get why you have to cut corners. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, using that magic.
There was something, and I wish I could remember it, but I remember watching something and I was blown away by it so strongly that I forgot to study. I'm just like, I'm rapping, and then I would have to catch myself. Oh wow, wait, how did they do that? And then I dive back in. I'm going, I wish I could remember what the frick that movie was.
Oh, that happens to me all the time. Anytime Studio Trigger comes out with a new animation, it's the same thing for me. I'll watch it like 100 times. And what's funny is that I would say when I get to the 30th time I watch it, that's when I start studying it, because I'm still blown away by what they do.
Yeah, there's I recently saw some stuff, and I don't know if I sent you this. I have to send you the link. There was a studio that did some stuff for Cafe Bustelo, Espresso, but it was, I want to say it might have been a 30-second shot or a 15-second shot that I kept hitting replay over and over and over. I'm like, and then I had to reach out to all my boys. I'm like, why does this hit so hard? I was like, God dang.
How the hell did he do that?
Yes. I'm like, you want to watch everything? Wait, I didn't even see that in the background. Wow. It's like, this shouldn't work. There's so much crap going on.
Yeah.
But why am I? Damn. Oh, there's more. Okay. Oh, yeah. y'all did 15-second ones. Y'all did 5-second ones. Okay, cool. And to get to that level, that moment of, I always had students that were talking about they were trying to do this 2 or 3 minute short. And I was like, your assignment is to do a 30-second alphabet project. And if you hand me 90 seconds of something and I'm going to go, I need those 90 seconds of my life back, I would rather you hand me those 5 seconds of going, holy crap. Let me watch that 5,000 more times.
Because it's quality over quantity. Yeah, everybody wants to do a full, complete story, but whatever the assignment is, you got to just focus on that, because the whole point is focusing on getting it right in those 5 seconds. That reminds me of this one time when I was in school. Again, rest in peace, our Institute of Philadelphia. It was a project management class, and we had to come up with a 90-second animation. We actually had to go find a client too. We had to go in the city, go find a small business and say, hey, get their approval to use their logo. But it was more about just building a client relationship and learning how to talk to clients, and then doing budget, basically how to run a production.
Okay.
So I literally kept it to the T, 90 seconds. This one kid, not only did his 90 seconds, he did all this other stuff that was not asked. But the quality of animation in mine was far greater than his, and blew his out the water. And I won best of quarter for that. And it was, the whole lesson was in it. Don't do more for what they ask. Focus on what you promised them, and focus on getting that done right for them. They didn't ask for every bell and whistle. They asked for this specific thing. And when you do all that other shit, all you're doing is diverting your attention from what you really need to do and what's more important. Think about that.
I keep you around.
Huh?
I said, this is why I keep you around, dude.
But if you look at any project or anything, you can tell, like, especially if somebody's new, you can tell where they put hyper focus on,
right,
and where they had to phone it in. And this is like even in professional work, where you can tell where they focused a lot more on. But they also had money and a budget where they're able to keep everything else looking good too. But you can tell right off the bat where it is.
There was I I don't normally call off crappy movies or things that I really hate, but I have to do this one. Um, the movie Van Helsing, which I actually saw in the theater, which one the music was ass.
The one with you're talking about with Hugh Jackman?
Yes. Oh my gosh. So the music was ass because it sounded like the music was good, and then they stuck like this electronic harpsichord patch over. It's almost as if the musician said, "Let me raise this up a bit," just because they keep asking. And then the producers were like, "Yes, that's it." And go, "Fuck no, dude, no, no." Excuse me, I actually dropped my first bomb. But that wasn't the thing that bothered me the most. That bothered me because it was just like, "Oh, what the hell is this noise?" And then it was one of the shots. And it was like they had spent so much energy in some of the other parts of it. One of the shots was like, "Did y'all freaking do this in After Effects? Did you hand it to an intern? What the hell is what the hell was that just now?" And it was like you could tell it was like that loss of quality. And I was like, I'm still pissed about it. Like, I was like,
I crack up when I see that type of stuff.
Like,
but we don't like, but you know, I don't ever judge the artist. I always say, you know what, we don't know what's going on behind there. We don't know if the producers, this is a producer decision, or maybe they like we said before, spent all their time on the first part, but now they got to crunch at the end because they spent too much time do that and have to make a schedule, or they're running out of money.
Right.
So yeah, it's funny when that happens. I laugh my ass off when I see that in the theaters.
I would rather wait. You only spent this much money? God dang, that was awesome. How did you pull that off? And hopefully not screwing over artists. So
we already know the answer to that one.
All right, let me throw another question your way since we're talking about movies.
Mm-hmm.
What genre in general do you think is missing? Do we need to see a lot more of in 2D animation?
Honestly, I like animation just in general. Whatever story, if the story's good, to me, it doesn't matter. It could be a romance, it could be anything like that. I do love the fact that you're getting a lot more graffiti and hip hop being tied into animation. I remember when I was first starting, I had a very graffiti and b-boy influenced style to my stuff, and it was hard for me to get a lot of animation work because they said, you know, it's too hate using this goddamn term, but it was too urban.
Right.
I'm loving, besides, I mean, Spider-Verse has been like incredible, but for me it was more the fact that, all right, you're bringing graffiti culture and you're bringing this aspect of hip hop tied into animation now. The same as like Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles, they did it perfectly. I'm loving this. I'm loving that they're bringing that in there. I'm loving that stigma is fading away. And maybe it's because we're older, we grew up in that heavily. So it's being marketing wise, it's more acceptable to put the stuff in it. Because I remember when the 80s, they were putting rock and roll and everything in every goddamn animation. They had rock and roll influence in everything.
Yeah.
But never for hip hop. It was rarely for hip hop. I think right now it just, besides the style, I think we're hitting a really good age when it comes, especially feature film, where studios are actually having the balls to do things differently. To try things differently. Art direction has been beautiful. Intergalactic I wasn't into the story that much, but the artwork, the art direction, the quality of it was incredible. I could watch that movie just on looking at the artwork and studying color theory in that. Cool. So we're at a good age. I think we're at a good age with that when it comes to art directing and having experimentation and being open-minded.
Sweet. Alrighty. I'm probably going to be asking questions as I do this anyway, but I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, I think. Hold that thought. Let me jump over where I need to go. So I'm sitting over here in Harmony, and this is the what's the word I'm looking for? This is the character you sent me. What do you think, or tell me a little bit about your design on this?
I remember the assignment was keeping it simple. Yeah, don't use the one on the left. I was going for more angular, but he sucks. So don't do that. I wanted the character you gave me. I wanted to simplify, but I wanted to actually play more with his hat. I wanted it to be more recognizable that he has it on, and I wanted it to play more with his silhouette. Same as his tail. If you notice, it has like a very graffiti shape to it. Because the key is character silhouette, and I think this one was actually very pleasant.
Sweet. I am sitting up here looking at different pieces of this now. For me, and you've probably done this too as well, when you start thinking about cutout animation, as in breaking all the pieces into different layers and moving around. I remember when I first looked at this and I was like, holy crap, he doesn't have eyes. This is going to be freaking cool. Of just kind of how do we make the hat the expressive thing? So if it would raise up or kind of like pop down, in the same way that you do some of those characters where I want to think it's Tom and Jerry. I think it's Jerry's uncle that was playing the guitar, but he had he had a mustache over.
He had the long mustache, and every time he broke a string, he pulled one of Tom's whiskers out, and he had a trombone. And he had a stutter too, and he would just go for a few seconds of him just sputtering.
Yeah, dude, just kind of thinking about stuff like that, and how do you pull that off? So that's a part that actually.
Well, in this case, you would play more the way I was thinking of it. You give on the brim of the cap, you would have very limited animation on that, but then you would have to put more of the expression in his mouth and his ears.
Ooh, okay, I'm liking that. All right, I'm going to attempt to. Well, I'm going to say attempt because I'm doing this live, and I always said I was not going to do tutorials, quote unquote. It's not do tutorials live. It's always cool to do them when you can edit. So, but what I'll show you all is this. This is the couple of tricks I'm going to be using. You can use in almost any version of Harmony, like the fact that if I want to, I'm going to lock that layer, with the drawings in there. But the other drawing layer, this other one, I can come in. And if I draw the hat, let's see, I'm going to turn on this little light table. So it'll drop the opacity of the background. That way I can focus on this other part. I'm using my scroll wheel to zoom in. And I think I'm going to use my favorite tool is probably the line tool because it allows me to not only draw things out, but when I'm still holding the mouse down, I can hold down my command key, control on PC, but I can curve that line as I'm drawing it. Anyway, besides that, I need to get my line to be a little thicker. Let me hold on my O key, click and drag, and I love doing this to figure out what thickness were you using. Okay, that'll work. Right, so here's the deal. Let's say if I started here, I can go click and pull here, hold down command. Let's see if I can bend that one a little bit. Let me add in my tool properties. Let me see where I am. Got my snapping on, and I've also got line building. Line building is cool as hell because I can do stuff like this. I tend to code switch with depending on who I'm talking to, and because you're probably one of my colleagues that helped write the Samuel L. Jackson thesaurus. So I keep trying not to switch up. Like, how rated G are we making this? So
that's the biggest challenge for me when I work in corporate. Yeah, it is. It's like I speak slower because I have to think before I say anything because I know I'll drop F-bombs and everything. I remember it reminds me of this one story. One of my colleagues told me when I was working in animation about this storyboard artist. This was like back when Disney was alive.
Mm-hmm.
And he was, I don't know if it's true or not, but it was just fun. It was hilarious. So basically, this storyboard artist from New York flew over and got hired to work at Disney. And while he was in a meeting, Disney's sitting in there, and you know how intense he could be just sitting there watching. And he's explaining his storyboard to him. He goes, all right, and he was like, all right, you got Donald Duck here. He's sitting here putting laundry up, and then some squirrels come, and he goes, hey, what the F? I was like, what the F is this? And he goes getting pissed off, and he does this, and da-da-da. He goes, holy shit. And he was saying how Disney just stayed quiet because he doesn't like, from what I understand, Disney didn't like people cursing.
Right.
This is New York in the 40s and 50s. Is they're gonna curse like crazy.
Right.
And he just stood there silent. And that was the biggest complaint he had. And then the storyboard artist complained. He goes, I can't stand you. Like, I'm going back to New York. Nobody here can fucking communicate. It's just like, I was like, oh my God. That sounds on point. I can imagine that. I can just imagine him just sitting there, just like fuming, but not saying anything, and just waiting until afterwards.
Dude.
I can only imagine. How it went back then. All
right. So, by the way, in case I remember, I used to get illustrations from people like one of my colleagues, Mike McDonald. He would send me something. It was a very simple thing, but I would sit up there trying to draw stuff out with a pencil, and I'm like, then when I found out, one of my colleagues said, well, what do you use more when you're having to draw out the characters? Are you using the pencil more, or are you using the brush more? And he goes, neither. I use the rectangle tool. And we're like, wait, what? So same thing, like pulling out the rectangle tool here, and then grabbing, let's say, the contour editor. If I click and move this, it's going to move everything. However, if I hold down Shift, I can just bend this one line and bend this line there. And then I can also add in, at least I think I had there, just hold on Command or Control on PC, add in extra points. And I was excited about this until I dove in and fully learned. I was watching The Bird Brain one day, and she was cleaning up some stuff for Lackadaisy, which I thought, shout out to them for allowing people to look behind the scenes and watch them inking that. But I was watching her work, not only doing the line bend, but starting, if you notice, I'm starting into this line way early and then bending it. And then because it's that line building thing, it's making it look like, damn, Tony drew that pretty smooth. No, I didn't. So it's like, just to be able to pull it off. And once you get used to where to pull that line, dude, yeah, my inking is, is it on point, on fleek? Are we still doing on fleek? So.
Yeah, I'm at that age now. I don't even bother.
What is that?
I hit 40. I'm like, I'm not trying to relate to teens anymore. It's either either we can communicate normal or not.
Okay, so I have this hat, and in theory, matter of fact, let me name my freaking layer here. Hat. I was playing around with this before and actually tried to do the brim separate. And I might, if I were going to do if this was going to be a little snowball or what is a beanie pom-pom, thinking one of those notes, I might do that separate. But I'm going to see if I can get away with this. Let me look over my node view here. All right. So if I can get away with this, what I would attempt to do is I'm going to add a deformer, and I'm going to use a trick I saw from Sun and Moon Studios, where instead of me trying to get points around each thing, they just made 4 corners, like 4 or 5 corners. And I was like, why the hell does that make more sense? So let me come up here in my deformer. Not the bone, not the curve. I'm going to use an envelope. And I'm going to click maybe here. I might have to use a weighted deformer, I want to think, or freeform, excuse me. Click here, one here, one here, one here, and then one. Oh, by the way, hold on, Command, close that off there. So in theory, this is either going to work or it's going to look like crap. Let me come down to my transform, which now the sky's in green, meaning I can distort or move this. How bad is this going to be? It's not great. I don't like what's happening right there. So, so what I might do, let me come over here to my node view. Let me get rid of that deformation. Let me do this a different way. The reason that the freeform little dude was they came up with that, it's because it is going to allow me, if I'm right, to do the same thing, but without really distorting the texture as much. Do I want to have extra ones? I don't know. Maybe. Let's go here and here. So in theory, I should be able to move this a little bit better. Move this point. Oh, sweet Elvis. That's nice. Okay, cool.
Butter.
But yeah, kind of. Yeah, so you can have textures where it's not destroying everything. So if you want to know exactly how different features come up in Toon Boom, that would be how. It's like, because it used to be you had to have a separate one thing that was distorting the outer line, and then if like you had like a plaid cap or something, like if you had that texture in here, you'd have to have something totally different. But this comes in and says, yeah, we don't care what texture it is. And you can still move that. Let me turn off Mr. Template for a moment. Thank you. And let me see if I can bring this out just a little bit. F5, extend our exposure. What if this is going to look like crap, but let's go there and go there. And seriously good there. Okay. But yeah. And don't get me wrong, you'd have to actually know something about animation to pull this off. So some of the best animators, because people go like, "Do you have to know how to draw?" Like, you have to know how to animate. So some of the best animations you'll see, if I were doing a production, I would have some people on my production that knew how to rig something and how to put something together. That's cool. But I would also have in there traditional animators, even if they were, I know that it's not the correct term, but even if they were pixel phobic, I'm like, fine, dude, here's your LED light table that doesn't have any hot spots in it. And here's your peg bar. Give me a walk cycle or a run cycle, or give me the thing where the guy jumps up and does a spin flip and just does a slam dunk on the basketball. Great. Just give me a quick, rough sketch of a stick figure doing that. All right, cool. Bring that over, and you're using that as a pencil test. And to quote Q-Bum Lee, he was like, Q-Bum Lee, I kept calling the characters puppets. And he goes, it's not a puppet. It's not a puppet. It's you have digital ink and paint. You don't have to physically do ink and paint anymore. You're manipulating those lines. And he said that. I was just like, okay, I'm calling it a puppet, which explains why my work looks the way it does. You said it's a digital ink and paint, which is why your work is like, no, Q would do some stuff. He built this rig, Olive, and I don't know if you've seen this or not. I have to send you a thing of it, but he built this freaking rig, and I saw an animation he did. I said, "Oh, did you build another rig?" No, this is the same rig. Really? It's like, because it was so freaking gorgeous. But yeah. But yeah, man, they
say it's not the tool; it's the person wielding the tool, man.
Yeah. Again, God rest. It was like I always joke about when you get a Mac computer, you have the free software GarageBand built in, like, so you can actually do really cool music and attach guitars to it. You know, got its drum machine. You can attach little MIDI keyboards and control all the stuff. I can probably make some pretty decent music out of that. Yeah. If you handed Prince GarageBand, it's like
he's making a gem right off the bat.
It's like
look at it this way too. Like, look at Photoshop. When you open it up, you have nothing. You have really nothing. It's really what you put into it,
right?
Or any other software, you're starting with nothing, and the end product only really is the quality of the end product is how what you put into it. And if you have skills to do it, great. If not, keep working on it. or it could be like some of these knuckleheads online saying that it's creative privilege to learn how to draw.
I was wondering. I saw somebody going off on me. I was like, "Who's
that firestorm? That firestorm I saw this week. That had me triggered."
I was like, everyone was like, "Yeah, I saw Stylist Rumble. I saw her post something about it this morning. I was like, oh crap, something's going on." It's like
this one guy from I don't know where the hell he's from, but he basically said that having skill, basically in a nutshell, he's defending AI.
right.
He basically said that having a skill in drawing and painting is creative privilege. It's being creative is privilege rather than actually a skill you build, which we all know. Anybody who's creative understands. The more time, money, energy, and effort you put into this, the better you're going to get.
Right.
And that's what these people who are defending the theft, the what I call copyright theft of AI are trying to claim. Well, we're not creative, you are. It's a privilege to do this. When it's like, no, you're still trying to justify stealing. You're still trying to justify ripping off artists and creating a system. When in reality is you don't want to put the time in and effort, but you want the benefit.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You want the benefit, but you don't want to do the grind.
Dude. It's like yeah, that I don't get me wrong. I'm trying not to be upset about that, but it's kind of difficult. It's like, wait, what? Because
there's other ethical ways to do it. Like,
yeah,
it's not hard. It's not hard to be ethical about it. Like, I would, you know what? I would be fair to them if they use that, as long as they weren't claiming it as their own.
Right.
If you weren't claiming the artwork as your own, or you weren't putting it on merchandise, people wouldn't be as pissed off. But the problem is that anybody who has experience in any industry knows that a company is going to try to get artwork as cheap as possible, and it means doing it this way. They're going to do it, and they're going to take advantage of artists. That's the part that they don't get, is they don't understand how this takes advantage of artists.
And I hate it when I saw the one thing I saw is where somebody got upset because someone else's AI looks too close to their AI. And
yes, they were starting to eat each other.
I was like, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, they're starting to eat each other. And then he had the nerve to say, can I copyright my AI like artwork? Like, you just completely missed. Like, it's like, do you know you just agreed with every artist that's giving you hell? It's like, dude, come on.
I still support this, and if anyone listening, it was a brilliant idea. They said, if you want to take down AI, start feeding it Disney. It's like you want to go on really quick.
They'll be gone. And anything Disney. If you just put it in there, and their lawyers will take care of it.
It's like, but yeah, I think that's the part that angers me. Because yeah, it's not only big businesses, but I speaking to someone who's actually been offered on 2 separate occasions $250 to animate a music video.
I remember you posted that. I remember you posted something like that. I even said, like, who's the asshole? I want to know who the asshole is that commissioned that.
But yeah, man, it's like, it'd be one thing if they could understand or have any type of empathy, but then when the shoe actually falls on them, they start to get some sort of clue. Bobby Chu said the coolest crap ever.
Yeah, it's a lot of ignorance. I think it's a lot of ignorance. I think a lot of these people who commission this stuff, commission it, is just sheer ignorance on what it takes to make it. Like, what people don't understand is it takes like $1 million. It takes over $1 million to they even do a good pilot now.
Yeah.
And what people don't understand, well, why is it so expensive? Like, you're paying a team of artists. Each one has a salary.
Right.
It's like you're a team of artists, editor, sound editor, producer. It's a team. Doing animation is a team effort. Now you get some people who can do all that stuff on their own, but it takes them a very long time. But with a lot of these people, again, with their ignorance, is you commission one person to do an animation, you better not expect this thing to be done in a month. It's
Yeah.
going to take a year. It may take a year, depending on what you're doing in this and the direction and how simplified or quality you want. It's going to take time, and I think just a lot of them just don't understand that. I'm still trying to figure out though why people think being creative is like more of a hobby than actually being a serious career and not wanting to pay as much. Like they see it as being like a hobby and thinking that they should pay peanuts rather than actually paying a professional to do it.
It's just that's I would dare argue it's the American society. I'm going to push this argument because I think in other countries and other cultures, art is really, it's just this master. It's like the way we even taught music. I got to say this and I got to wrap up, but the way I was, we're taught scales, right? When you learn music, you're taught scales. And I forgot where this other culture is. I believe I'm going to say I don't know what the correct term is. It's not European, but definitely one of the Asian countries that does this. But we're taught scales. They are taught learn to play the letter G. Learn to play G. Have you mastered that? Okay, now you can go to the next one. It's like, and I remember hearing that going, whoa, how cool is that?
One thing before you go on to another, so you're perfecting each part of it.
Right. By the way, I did something without actually talking about it. I just used a stroke here, so I have an invisible line because I need to close this off. Hold on my I key, fill it in. Thank you. And the reason I did that, where's my node view? Deformation hat, cool. Where's the mouth? Are you in front? Yes, you are in front. Good. Everything toward the left is in the front. So this is me. Let me press K, get rid of my little outlines there, and turn off Mr. Lightbulb. Great. Oh, and turn that little guy off. Thanks. But yeah, that's me kind of playing around with this. I still want to push this a little bit further. Dude, Rob, it's always a pleasure. We got to work on, you and I need to work on, what is it, Heavy Metal 2025. So it's like I'm telling you, dude, you're going to be my art. You're going to be my art director on that because I'll be like, need to rub some crump on it.
Like, more curves, damn it.
As always, a pleasure, sir.
All right, see you, man. It's a pleasure.
This has been Tony Ross for the 2D Animation Virtual Summit, hanging out with Rob Crump. Say bye, Rob.
Peace.
Bye. Hey, this is Tony Ross. This is me live right now. Getting ready to pop on, I think, our last interview of the day. And I am blessed, highly favored, and fortunate that a lot of the people doing, again, thanks to all of the panelists who volunteered their time. I know a plethora of people who I get to chat with, and so almost every interview is like, hey, this is my friend so-and-so. Hey, this is my friend so-and-so. Hey, this is the guy I met this time at this time. So the summit is built above friends and colleagues, and then friends and colleagues of friends and colleagues. And I am very grateful and thankful for them. So literally there would be no summit without them. Because there are, no disrespect to the people that I did reach out to some people and they're like, hey, you got to pay me. I'm like, dude, we don't have a budget yet. Everyone's volunteering. Hopefully we'll get some grants or something for next year. And trust me, there's some voice actors I really want to hire. And I know, what is it? One of the people was like, I think it was something like 30K. And I'm going, dude, if I had the 30K, I would totally, I'm not going to say who it was, but they may have done a voice for gargoyles or something. But I was looking up that rate and it was like, damn. Anyway, I'm rambling. So I'm going to go ahead and play this last interview, Mr. Elliot Cohen. And what I love about Elliot, he actually put out his own movie. It's on Amazon. And he was telling me at one point how he put together the movie. And I was like, dude, I got to teach you how to use Harmony. So anyway, let me show you this. Hey, this is Tony Ross for the 2D Animation Virtual Summit, and I'm hanging out with my friend, colleague, sharer of inappropriate memes, Mr. Elliot Cohen. How are you doing, dude?
Good. What's going on? Tell
Uh,
us what we're doing today.
huh?
Tell us what we're doing today.
Tell us what we're doing today. Before I tell us what we're doing, tell everyone what we're doing. We have to tell people who don't know who you are. Dude, who are you?
My name is Elliot. I am an animation arty educator who has done all sorts of stuff in this industry. I've made lots of short films. I made a low-budget feature for the Romanian government, and you've probably seen a tiny bit of my handiwork in Song of the Sea and Wolf Walkers for Cartoons Loom.
Very, very cool. I am still I still have to watch those. I've been looking at the artwork, but I have not actually sat down to watch them yet.
Well, you're a fiend, Tony, obviously.
Coolness. So I wanted to Elliot, thanks for coming back. This is your second visit with us, I think.
Third, actually.
Third?
Mm-hmm.
I stand corrected. My bad. One, thank you.
Sure.
Really appreciate you taking time out. And I wanted to do something a little different this time around, where I was asking Elliot, could he send me one of his characters? Because he was explaining to me at one point how he animated the characters. And I was just like, dude, I so got to show you a different way. So,
do you want me to explain how I animated them before you show folks how you're going to do it?
Yes, please.
All right. I didn't think to have it in front of me to share, but I can explain very easily. So essentially, these characters you'll see are basically silhouettes. They don't have a lot of detail. And I would take them into After Effects and I would create a black shape color, and I would mask off a head shape, then I would mask off a body shape, and then I would animate the head and the body, and then I would animate each limb after it. And it's a weird blend of sort of stop motion and CG and 2D that's hard to explain unless you look at it. But it's very time consuming is what it is.
Yeah. So I'm going to, it's like you told me that. I was like, dude, I so got to show you this.
When I explained it to Tony, he was like, are you out of your mind? And I was like, yes, most of the time.
Excellent. All right. So the body itself, I am probably going to rebuild, tracing it in Harmony. However, I do like the really open kind of, I don't know. It's this really cool organic thing that you're doing with the mouth and eyes. So that
Sure.
I'm not going to try to redo. I'm going to actually have the computer do that for me.
Sure.
That being said, this is in Photoshop and I have the 3 layers separated out. I might see if I can stop stop things from being crazy here. One, I want to, I think I'll give a background to this little guy here. So selecting that, let's do Command Shift I. Where are your key commands? There they are. And let me fill that in with white background there. The eyes, I think I need to invert Command I, and I'll do the same thing with the mouth. And the reason I'm doing this is it's going to read, in theory, it'll read better with in Harmony. So I'm just kind of giving it a definite white and black to deal with.
Gotcha.
So let's bring that down, bring another layer in. Alt backspace of white, bring that down. Great. Name those, damn it. And eyes. Okay. So what I have so far is the 3 different layers, and I did just go ahead and fill those in with white. There's probably a better way of doing this, but like I said, I wanted to try to make sure that Harmony knows what I'm playing around with. And let me save this out as a different version, so I'm not overwriting my work.
Cool.
Yeah, because it's not going to convert to a vector the same way that Illustrator would. And if I was going to make this more of a Adobe show, I would have probably gone and vectorize this in Illustrator and then brought it over. But I want to complicate it. All right. So let's jump over to Harmony Premium. And what I'll do here, I can either go to File, Import Images, or grab this little icon that says Import Images. And let's browse. And got that little version 2. And in this window, I can bring it in as an original bitmap, Chimbin bitmap, or I'm going to convert it over. So I'll leave this at black and white. And if I hit return, it'll ask me, do you want individual layers? Actually, yes, I do. And hopefully this works. I think I got it to work this time. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think I was running into issues before where it was doing that weird thing of doing this crazy big square. And so I was like, let me fix this. So it's looking at just solid black and white. It automatically got rid of the parts for us. Now, the only thing I'll do here, what I can do, let's do the mouth. Let's grab our selection tool. I'll just grab everybody there. That's great. And get over to our colors and at least get these changed over.
Oh, wow. Nice.
And let's grab the eyes layer. Great. All right. So, by the way, I have on what's called a light table mode. This is an onion skin, but light table, meaning when I'm selecting a certain layer, that layer is highlighted. But if I select the other layer, that layer is highlighted. So nice. Everything else is kind of frosted back.
Yeah, that's handy.
Yeah, I know, right? So what I want to do now, let me get over to my node view. Whenever you import stuff directly in, it can get a little messy.
Yeah.
So what I would like to do is I want to break this apart, and I think words. I think I might actually, let me see how bad the body is. Let me think. Oh, wow, that's not terrible. It's like I said, the way it comes over, it's not breaking it apart the way Illustrator would.
Yeah.
These weird little things here, but it's not terrible. I can deal with it. So what I do want to do is I'm going to build out several composites here. So I'll do, right now we're looking at this little guy, composite. So all the pieces are brought in here. What I'd like to do is make a comp for the head, which will have the eyes, mouth, and then head there. I'll make a comp for each arm, and comp for each leg, comp for the body. Now, if I were going to do something, shout out to Stylish Rumble, Tracy Strong. She's always talking about, do I actually have a blank body template that I can pull out and just kind of attach stuff? Yeah, I do. But I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this the long way. So, and even in doing it the long way, it's going to be faster than trying to move it vector point by vector point in After Effects.
How dare you?
Okay, so here we are. One, let's go ahead and I'll do Control H, and it's Control H on both Mac and PC. I'm going to do a couple of composites here. One I'll do for the head. And the reason you do different composites is so you don't have everything feeding into the same comp.
So this is essentially like doing pre-comps in After Effects, yes?
Yes. Very good. I like that.
I know
Um,
After Effects very well.
let me copy this one. And this is going to be, we'll call it the head count. This was going to be the what? The front arm. We'll call it that. Now, the other thing I like about this is the arms are actually, they're not copies. So that's this really cool organic looking thing there. So front arm comp. Wait, thank you. You cannot have two things called the exact same thing. And
yep.
Let's do back arm. Thank you. All right. So there. And pull that off. Let's pull you into here. Great. Eyes. Pull you into there. And that looks good. Where do we? There you go. We need to have the body. That's great. Oh yeah, front and back legs. Copy, paste, sure.
You've made the comp before you actually make the piece, correct?
You can do it either or.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
just doing it this particular way.
You're just organizing yourself, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
It's kind of definitely
housekeeping. It's like sweeping up before you
yes,
make a mess. I get it.
We're joking about this that there has to be in the world of harmony rigging, there has to be a node view janitor. His job is to go in and just clean up everyone's spaghetti, because a lot of times people do stuff and it's just like, dude, why did you make it look like that? All right, so let me put these where they belong. All right, front leg comp, copy paste, back leg comp. No, man, but I was like, when you see exactly where this is going, and this is, again, me doing this from scratch. I didn't even pull in, because once you build out one of these rigs, you can actually save out the blank body to attach the images to it. So me doing this from scratch, you'll get to see exactly how fast this goes. I'm putting these in quote unquote order. There is an order you should follow.
Yeah.
It'll still work if you don't, but it's just a little bit of node view etiquette.
Yeah, I got it. It's like a hierarchy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, so let's go ahead and, by the way, let me not be this guy. Select all those, hold on my option key, click on the main comp. Thank you. Get out of there. You ended up doing two of those because you did one before. Great. All right. Now, by the way, if you notice that this little line looks thicker, it's because there's several already in this one comp.
Right. So once you put components in the other comps, it's going to
right. It's like a thicker cable that has the pieces in there. All right. So let me do this. Did I did the body? I did the head. Oh yeah. Let's do this. Let's go to the body layer. Let me turn on my light table. And I think I'm on that one. I'm on the right one. Where did that go? There you are. So I want to grab the line tool. I'm going to use a little trick here to cut this up. Grab the line tool. Let me grab a decent color. Color with a U because it's French Canadian.
Good.
So the trick I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a line between here, but two different things I want to do. One, I'll click this point, drag this over. And the cool thing about the line tool, with my mouse still held down, if I hold down my command key, control on PC, I can curve that line until it looks about right.
Are you doing the head or the body right now?
Huh?
Are you doing the head or the body right now?
I'm actually going to do the head.
Okay, then that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like, wait a minute, what are you doing? So what I can do here is, again, this is that weird little thing. I wish it would flatten out, but yeah, not a big deal. It's not a deal breaker for me. So I'm going to copy this. Go to my, oh yeah, I did not give myself a head layer yet. So mouth, cool. Eyes, great. Let's do another drawing layer. Command R, Control R on PC. And so we'll call you something complicated like head. Am I going to extend the exposure? Yes, because if you look down on the timeline, these go all the way out. So tell that to extend the exposure, add and close. Great. We'll go there. And light table is on. Great. And I'm going to paste. By the way, I have to make sure my cursor is back over in the drawing area. Paste. Thank you. And let's grab a tool called the cutter tool, not to be confused with the cutter node. Okay, so making sure I'm there. Go to drawing view, damn it. Thank you. So that little line is helping me. Seriously, bro, did you quit that? That little line is helping me separate stuff.
Yep.
All right, get the rest of these little guys out of there.
You copied and pasted the whole body into the head layer and then just deleted all the stuff you didn't need, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
So including that little green line, go bye-bye. All right, so there's the head. Back in camera view, great. Now, let me turn the head off. By the way, I can just do this by pressing letter D in my node view, means disable. Pressing A enables, or as I like to say, it's D for disappear, A for appear. Okay. It's easier to remember.
Yes.
It's like, so now what I'll do is I will go ahead and work on the actual body. So let me turn off the head for a moment, go to the body layer. And let's grab Mr. Contour Editor. Can we bend this line? Thank you, sir. Yes, I'm being that lazy. So go to drawing layer. Thank you. Make sure you're on the right layer. Thank you. Mr. Cutter Tool goes. Why are you giving me grief today, dude? There we are. But yeah, it's like I wish they would, and maybe I need to put that on my my Toon Boom wish list. Revamp the vector system, vectorization system, because I hate those little jagged points there. Come here, dude. Thank you. All right, do I need that point there? No. Just tiny little. By the way, I'm using the scroll wheel on my mouse to zoom in. Really, dude? Thank you. Zoom in, and the cool thing about this is wherever you place your cursor and start zooming in, that's where it'll go. Now, the other thing I can use the what's the thing called? Cutter tool for. I can grab one of these arms. Let's see if I'm gonna do this. And I'm probably gonna add some stuff to it though. Cut, Command X, go to my front arm comp. Oh yeah, we do need the upper and bottom line. Upper and bottom. Let's do front, lower arm. No spaces, by the way. And we'll do add and do front upper arm. UPR. Add and close, great. So this goes in here and there. Great. So what I want to do, got those going on, have this node selected. Come over here, we'll paste. Great. And where am I going to break this one?
At the elbow. Yeah, right.
Elbow? Yes, sir. They're cool. I like that. Let me, and I am going to clean these up a little bit. Probably. Ish. Let's cut that. Thank you. And lower arm. And just to keep us giggling, let's grab Mr. Ellipse Tool. Hello, Mr. Ellipse Tool. Color black. Yes, please. Give me my, by the way, these little triangles come in handy, especially if you're using a smaller workspace. Yeah. I have mine set to 720p. That way people can see better what I'm doing.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to tell this to do an automatic fill. So I'm going to come over here, hold down my Alt or Option key, and let's see. I can probably keep that a little more organic there.
Yeah, that's close enough.
Let go of the mouse, let go of the keyboard. Great. And let's grab Mr. Select. Hello. Copy. Now, the cool thing about this that I wish other softwares would get, I don't have to do a paste in place because I'm going to a different layer.
Ah, yeah, nice.
Up here, and because it's paste. There we go. Perfect. Now, it looks weird because the light table's on, but
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's good. I do need to, yeah, that's nasty. Let's grab at least another little oval here-ish. Let's grab you and move you down maybe a little bit. Maybe there. I'm going to do that probably. Here's Mr. Line Tool. Hello. I don't think I have my whatchamacallits on. Is my snapping on? I think it is. Nope, it's not. Line building, turn that off. Turn on snapping. Thank you. Now, the cool thing is I could bend that just a little bit. All right. Press the letter I, get my little fill color. Thank you. All right. Not terrible.
That'll be fine for now. That'll be fine for now, I think.
Yeah. Let's see. So we got that
We're
going.
not going into production anytime soon, so.
Believe it or not, we could almost do it today, but based on once I'm done, the speed we're going right now. Get back over there, dude. This is the other thing that students will go like, wait, something's wrong with my screen. Yeah, these little arrows here help you out a lot there. Okay, let's go back to our node view. Oh, not the node library, quit it. All right, so let's grab you guys over there and front arm pull, upper arm pull. Now I do need to go back to the body. And what I could do is
you can cheat if you want.
Huh?
You can cheat if you want.
You mean copy one leg to the other?
Yes.
Probably could. Yeah, because the idea is what I can do here. Let me think if I can get away with this. Body, yes, cool. La 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 la. Where is your leg comp? Cool, front leg comp. Let me do this. Command R. Front, lower leg.
Anyone who's watching this, very important to remember to label your layer.
Definitely.
Pretty please.
I'm trying to think. I'm going to really cheat. I'll just do front leg.
Okay.
And we'll do add, and then we'll also do back leg. Because I'm going to add, I can probably get away with a bone deformer on this. And as much as some of my colleagues hate the bone deformer is the one deform tool that's in every single version of Harmony. Even if you want to do game bones, this isn't a game bone, but what I can do here, let's go back to the body. Yes, please. And we'll grab Mr. Cutter. And I'm going to draw this here. And we'll cut. Go to front leg, paste. Thank you. Grab Mr. Ellipse. Is snapping on? Snapping is on, you jerk. Okay, turn it off for a minute. And all right, that'll work. Why are you coming in at that weird color? All right, you're good. Okay, so now we'll go back to the body. Let's go check out the body because I think I do want to give it I still got to give it a body comp. And if you're wondering why, it's called future proofing because eventually you might go, oh, I want to add, I don't know, dude's going to have a necktie or something like that. Gotcha. So that has to get fed into there. Body comp. Okay. So in theory, most of this is set up. Let me clean up a little bit here. Let's move our legs. And I did actually place this in order. Ish. I think it is. All right. So let's do some, I think the light lifting first. Light lifting meaning, let's go with, I'll mess with the arms first. The way this works is the way I have this set up. If I go to my transform tool, you should see this arm is highlighted. But there's no bounding box to move it. And that's because by default, I have mine set up so that you can't move the artwork. So in order to do that, we're going to add a peg. Once that's traditional talk, if we want to look at it from an After Effects standpoint, it's almost like adding a null to this little thing. So what I can do is I need a peg for the lower arm. I need one for the upper arm, but I also need something that can control the lower arm and the upper arm. So the way we're going to do this is select both of these. And I'll do, if I did Command P, that would give me one peg, not what I want. I'm going to do Command Shift P, Control Shift P on PC. And a little trick here, because I do know I need something that can control both. I do need to add an extra one, quit it, an extra one here. So I'll do Command P again. And this will be my front arm, MP as in master peg. Now, the reason we do these initially is we have to set up where the pivot point is going to be. By default, it's dead center. So
this is like After Effects 2 and moving the anchor point around.
Yes. Yeah. I'm always yelling pivot point when I'm in After Effects, yelling anchor point when I'm over here. So here we are, and I'll come up to the top to our advanced animation tools. Let's grab Mr. Rotate. I think where did I get this from? I was teaching like in the early 2000s, and I was teaching director, I think.
Oh, wow.
Macromedia director. And I was teaching teens. And this one kid called his file Mr. So whenever you looked up, it said Mr. Stage, Mr. This. And I was like, that is hilarious. So I think that's where it probably came from. All right. Now, here's the cool thing. I'm going to grab both of these at the same time because they should have the exact same pivot point. Now, if you do them individually, you got to go back and do it again because it'll get offset.
Yeah.
All right. So that's there. Great. So we go click, boom, which means if I grab that arm, that's cool. If I press the letter B, it goes up the hierarchy. I can move this. Shift B comes back down the hierarchy. Oh, by the way, do I need to move you a little bit? Yeah, I can do that without it being weird. And the reason that we do pegs in the first place is I can select this, press R on my keyboard. Let's do Shift B, press R again to reset everything. So what I want to do for the body, besides clean it up a little bit, I wonder will you let me do this? Can you select you and do what? Optimize. Can I smooth this without it being weird? Not terrible. Okay, I'll still leave that there. Do I wanna? Maybe. I'm debating on what type of thing I would give you. Would I give you a spine, a very loose spine, or a tight spine? Okay, let's go with our deform tools. Grabbing a little hammer and wrench there. And where are my tool properties? There you are. There you are. I think if I give this an envelope deformer, it means I can grab, click and drag from about a third of the way in, click and drag from a third of the way up. And if I wanted, that means I can do stuff like this.
Yes, which you'll want to do with this character.
Like that's my little, now the only messed up part is that little breaking thing is I might have to fix that a different way. Yeah. I know how I would do that. Let me undo something really quick, just in case. Curious, does the bone break that as well? Click, click. Click. You know better than that. We're in the rigging mode, so that's why I didn't bend.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, come over here. Yeah, you're still doing that. Okay, we'll fix that in a minute. There's and I think that's because of the way it traced in. All right, so let me do at least this. Go to rigging. Yes, we are going to use bone, but let me go to my front leg. Dun, 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 dun. Quit it. Quit it. Quit turning on boxes. And why is there a... There shouldn't be a point there. Move you there, since you got to stay there anyway. And the way the bone tool works is you would click where you wanted the joint to be.
Yeah.
All right. So that's looking pretty good. And depending on how large you make the articulator,
Yep.
Will be how far the bend is going to go.
Yeah.
So I can get that. Or if I wanted it to be tighter, let's go back to our rigging, tighten it in there. And when I bend, it's more like that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's great.
So yeah, I kind of like the other one now. Let's give myself a little more breathing room. Typically, you'll want to make sure that the little articulator, the round circle here, is touching the edges at minimum.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, that being said, give you something like initials like BN for bone. Looks good. Not bad on timing. And let's grab this other one. And we'll go click, click, click. Great. Excellent. And double click, give me your name. Now, the really cool part, I haven't even shown you yet.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, let's do BN. Thank you. So both of these need their own little peg. Command-Shift-P. Thank you. Where is your... There you are. That's going to be this one. Great. This one, because even though these things have little rotates on them, you would probably move your peg first and then move the deformer. So, by the way, I'm giving myself a little leg master peg here. Whee!
Gotcha.
Okay. So, got that going on, and we're going to have an upper body master, Command-Shift, nope, Command-P. Just I only need one of those. So you guys are going to come up there-ish. Upper body, lower body. And last but not least, let's give these little guys, it's Command-Shift-P, and say for the mouth, you need to be here. And for the eyes, you need to be here. I think it's still paying attention to that. The reason it's paying attention to that large little area when I first brought it in. Head's going to be down at the bottom. All right. But what I do want to do, I would like it to set up that if this guy turns, these eyes move over here, they don't break the bounding box of the head.
Oh, yeah. You can do that?
Yeah.
So that is handy.
Yeah. So for instance, I'm going to go, I need another little comp, probably. Control H. So the eyes and the mouth, I need those there. And I want to have these, this is what I was talking about, the cutter tool. There's a cutter tool, and not to be confused with the cutter node. Two different animals, name the same thing. Dear Toon Boom, quit that. So hit return, I can type in CUT, cutter. All right, so the deal with this is, I'm gonna hold on my Alt key pulls in. So the mouth and the eyes are being fed into here, and I want them cut by the head, so I can put another cable here. Dude, that like disappeared. Not what I want. But I can do that. That's not what I want. It's the opposite. So you can go the long way, double click and say invert, or the short way, little mask icon, double click.
Yeah, sure.
So now I can do this. Let's grab that peg. And again, that's way larger than what it's supposed to be. Now I can also tighten it up when it goes over to the side. All right. So let me get back there. And one other thing I can do. Where's Mr. Mouth? Cool. Mouth, great. Let's grab our deformer. Give our envelope deformer. Click and drag about a third of the way in. Come over here. Click and drag about a third of the way in. And that means, in theory,
Oh, nice.
I can kind of play around with that. So, and let's see if I can do a little stupid animation here really quick. Technically, I should rig out the rest of the body. That's the head. Yes. That is the arms. Yes. Where's Mr. Body? PPP. Thank you. Select there. Body is going there. All right. So let's move you guys up here. And that means that the head feeds into one of those. And technically, head and arms can feed into the other part. All right. Which means, in theory, did I do this right? If I select the body, great. Press B, go up to hierarchy. There's a head, body. Press B again. There's a head. All right. So now I also need the legs. Let's pull you up here so I can see what the hell I'm doing. We'll grab both of these. Command P. Give ourselves a master peg. I'm not naming this right now because I'm trying to tighten this up really quick. All right. Did I get everyone? Looks like I did. Oh, I'm not going to do this for everybody, but I will show you something that kind of keeps you sane. Select this little guy here. Come over. Insert backdrop. Thank you. Call something complicated like head. And I can do the same thing for each one of these.
Gotcha. That is handy. That is handy. That's just a visualization, right?
Yes.
Yeah, handy. That's good. That's good. That's
okay.
handy.
So if I do F6, that's great. Let's do F6. Let's do another key here. We'll go. I'll press the. Well, let me make sure I'm only going to click on pegs, not artwork. Where's that little icon? Peg selection mode. Okay, great. Body, go up for the head. Let's go over a little bit. Up again. Go over this way. Great. Select the arm. I'm going to bend you a little bit there. Cool. Press B. And Shift B again. That's the one thing I hate when people do that thing of acting as if vectors are written in stone. They're not. And it's stretch and distort wherever you need. Now, by the way, there are other programs that if I did the stunt that I just pulled, you'd freak out.
Yes.
So it's like B, let's go up here. Shift B, great. And I think I do want to shorten you in a little bit. All right. And can we grab the head? Let's go B. I think I have all the head there. And again, this is probably part of this is because of the way I actually imported it instead of drawing it in here.
Yeah, I got it.
So let's grab the eyes. Let me tighten you in a little bit. Great. And here's Mr. Mouse. Hello. Nope. Shift B. No. Seriously? Are you going to make me go grab you off of there? I think you are. In theory, if you set it up well enough, you are not going to accidentally
click in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and let's tighten you up a little bit. Oh yeah, that's right. Let's make his mouth get all kind of straightened. Not thrilled here. I'm not happy, Bob. Ask me why.
Why?
Let's go there. But yeah, we could even push it even further and place blinks into that particular layer. By the way, let's come over here to our timeline. We'll press the plus key. I'm selecting that first keyframe, so let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Let's click off of here. Turn off those little guys. So what does this look like?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that would save me a little time.
Oh, I forgot. We forgot to do one little thing here. Let's select the leg, turn on that little guy here. Seriously, bro, quit it. And oh, by the way, I hate when I do that. Go to the right keyframe, dude. F7, clear that key. Thank you. All right, let's try it again. Really? Can we not? Yeah, probably should have redrawn those, but oh well. Oh, that's what I could do. Okay, let's go. Instead, we'll move you over here. And again, this is a vector. It's not written in stone. Pull that out there. Have you go here, and we will shift your entire body just a little bit. Over here, midway, and you are lifting your leg, sir. By the way, let's drop in a key first, though. F6, good habit to get into is giving a key to everybody. And we'll bend you this way. 1, 2, 3. Cool. Dude, why did you do that? That is why. Great. No, terrible. But yeah, just little fun stuff like this. Like, let's grab you, copy this keyframe, and let us skew this a little bit further. Maybe make the head bend a little bit more. Body, B, come over a little bit more. B for the entire body, skew, and come about a couple frames later and paste that original one out. So we have a little bit of a
Yeah.
Dude, what are you way down there for? I was like, what the hell is that? There we are. But yeah, just kind of adding in a couple of little guys there.
That's all pretty nifty. I could have animated my film in a lot less time.
Yes. It's like when you mention that, now you understand my pain.
Yeah.
That's it. But yeah, man, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Copy this. Come over here a little bit later because I think I don't have space there. But what if I wanted to copy what the face is doing? Let's do. Great. Grab those. Come down. By the way, if I press the letter, I know this. Press the letter O. It goes right to where that peg is. So let me copy that keyframe and come in here and paste it early. So I'll have him turn his head early. then go somewhere. So yeah, my timing sucks, but
You did it pretty quick. I mean, these things will need a little tinkering.
but yeah, dude, that is a quick down and dirty version of how you could have actually done this in a fraction of the time, and that way your budget would have actually been even bigger.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, when I look at I love the style of the work that you do, and I'm like, oh man, you could totally do some really cool stuff with that, especially if you got used to like the simplicity of the characters here. Drawing this out in the program or drawing it out in Harmony, which a lot of people are like, hey, can you import Photoshop? You can. Can you import Illustrator? You can. However, you can also do the following. Let me grab a brand new layer here. Let's turn off everybody else. Can I get away with? Good, you're into the main one. I'll show you my absolute favorite reason, one of my reasons for loving this program. I'll show you my favorite texture. Seriously, hold on. Oh, drag that a little bit larger. Thank you. All right, so let's grab that there, bend the line, great. There. All right, so line, great. Let's grab everybody. Can we come over here? Tool properties. Can you change this to Tony's favorite, grain? And we have a pencil. So it's like, it's still vector.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, this is one of the things that I really like about the ability to just kind of come in here and just do all the work manually just in here.
Yeah.
And when it comes to tracing a character, the line tool is probably my favorite thing to use. So, but yeah, I'm just kind of bending it there. Or I think I've got my line building mode also. So I can go here. Wait a minute. Let's do it one more time. Come over here, hold on Command, bend, start here, bend. And as soon as I let go of the mouse, that just formed one solid line for me.
Yeah, I got it.
So it's like, no more little holes. But yeah.
Nifty.
So when you're ready to do that next movie.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll get you to rig all these for me.
Yeah, it's like, dude, we're just like, even if you say, Tony, I need you to rig this, dude, I got you. Because I don't want you to do that other thing again. But never, sir.
Alrighty.
So any questions for you, man?
No, I got to start digging into this one at a time.
Oh, dude, 30 minutes a day for 30 days. That's 15 hours. What could you do? Start or finish in 15 hours?
A nap.
I
just had my COVID vaccination this morning, so when I'm done with you,
oh, dude,
yeah, I had my COVID and a flu, so I'm gonna take a nap before my next appointment.
Wow, I was like, dude, one extra thank you because damn.
Anytime.
I'd be like, yeah, that's not Tony. That's not going to happen today.
No, it's fine. I'm just sitting here.
Awesome. Well, Elliot, dude, as always, it's been a pleasure. Glad I could share some stuff with you.
Yep. You take care, and I will see you around, buddy.
All right. This has been Tony Ross for the 2D Animation Virtual Summit, signing off with my buddy Elliot. Say bye, Elliot.
Thanks, Tony. I'll catch you around next time.
All right. All right, and this is me back live again. Well, thank you all for joining us. We got through our first day, had a few technical issues. Hopefully we'll get some of those ironed out this evening. If you have signed up for the summit, look for an email, and we'll be telling you who's going to be on Thursday as well as Friday. Who's coming up tomorrow will be at 10:15 we have Lamont Logan Russ, and at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time we have Chris Georginas, Mr. Mudbubble or Keyframer. I think Mudbubble or Keyframer. See, I know old nicknames of Chris. Hopefully that'll be live. So at 1 o'clock we have Mr. Tony Grillo, and we have an up-and-coming rock star, Mr. Charlie Fawkes, joining us at 1:45. And at closing out the day will be Sharon Coleman, and that will be tomorrow. Meanwhile, let me at least give away something today before we end out. So we're going to be giving away some licenses, or at least a license today, while we're still getting some of the stuff straightened out. And the way that you do end up getting this information is make sure that, one, sign up for the summit, but also there should be like a little checkbox that says, yes, I want to be involved with the drawings. Let's see. So let me see what I'm doing. And I will tell you this in a moment. Drawing. All right. Okie. So for we have a gift of, what is that? We are giving away a copy of Harmony Premium, and who the heck has that? I just saw a name. Where did it go? Don't mind me. We are giving away a copy of Harmony Premium. This is an annual license to Jonathan Trito. We'll be sending you out an email. Please make sure you respond to the emails. We've responded in years previous, and people go, "Well, we thought it was a scam or something." No, not a scam. But if you do not respond, because we have to give information to both Toon Boom or Wacom, depending on what's one. Of course, for instance, Wacom, they'll be shipping out some Wacom ones to some lucky winners. And Toon Boom, I definitely have to send them your email and information so you get your license. But giving away a license today of Harmony Premium, and that goes to Jonathan Trito. And if I mispronounced that, my apologies. And we're going to be giving away some more tomorrow. We'll probably be giving away some Harmony as well as Storyboard Pros tomorrow. So, letting you know. What am I looking for, dude? Last part where you smoothed out the line. What shortcut commands are needed? Can you post the link for the t-shirts? Yes, I can. If you go, is it shop.animation summit.net. That should be it, I believe. Last part we smoothed out the line. What shortcut? Paul, if I'm right, or if I'm understanding what you're asking, let me make a new layer here for a second. Okay, let's hold on my O key to get a larger brush. So if I pull Ah, really, dude? Line. So I'm normally using the line tool where I pull this out straight, and then on a Mac I hold down my command key and bend it that way, then let go of the mouse, let go of the keyboard. Um, the other trick I was using, and this is in Harmony Premium, there is a line building mode, like this little tool, little hammer, which means I can come over here like this, still hold on command, bend the line, but these lines are now end up being joined. So if I were to look at this, it's all one solid line now. Now, I'm not sure if that's what you were asking, but should be it. Alrighty. So yeah, this has been day one. Thank you all again. This is surreal. It's been a little less stressful. I mean, hell, it's been 5 years, so it should get a little easier. But thanks again to all of our panelists, and thank you all for coming in. And do me a favor, it's a huge thing. Like I said, if you can grab some merchandise, that would be awesome. However, if you can't do that, sharing the summit with other people means that we can go to people like Wacom and Toon Boom, and hopefully we'll get even more sponsors and go, hey, this is how many people attend the summit. Can you actually give us some stuff to give away? Because again, this year alone, it's about, I want to say it's about 15K worth of prizes that we're giving away. Because a lot of people go, well, Harmony's expensive. I'm like, it can be. I'll sign off with this one note. One, if you know anything about teaching, whether it's, if you know the software well enough to actually show someone how to do something, I would definitely say do a tutorial or post something, because a lot of times when you are strong enough with that, you can either negotiate either discounts, or in some cases, a lot of companies will bless you with said software to keep doing that stuff, and that way you can actually, have your livelihood keep going on. So, I wanted to share that with you. Meanwhile, thank you all again, and I'm going to sign out for today. I'm going to take a nap and then get that last email out as far as who's going to be on Thursday and Friday. So I will see you all tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This has been Tony Ross for the 2D Animation Virtual Summit, signing off. Have a good one.